Everyone thinks a cat's fur is enough to keep them warm, but what if that's one of the biggest myths in winter care? You see your cat curled up by the window, tail wrapped neatly around her paws, looking peaceful. But behind that calm pose, her body might be fighting a silent battle against the cold. You probably wouldn't know it, because cats are masters at pretending everything's fine, even when it isn't. And that's what makes winter such a tricky time for cat owners. We assume that fur equals insulation, that an indoor room feels fine to us, so it must feel fine to them too. But cats aren't built quite like us, and their needs change in winter in ways most people never realize. And here on Cat's Aura, that's exactly what we love to uncover, the little truths that make your cat's world warmer, healthier, and happier. Today, we're breaking down 10 winter mistakes cat owners make, and how to fix them before your cat ends up freezing, stressed, or even sick. So grab a warm drink, maybe call your furry friend over, and let's get into it. Mistake number 1. Assuming fur is enough. Let's start with the big one, the myth that inspired this entire video. Cats have fur so they don't feel cold. Sounds logical, right? Not really. A cat's coat helps trap heat, yes, but it's only effective when it's clean, fluffy, and dry. Once the air gets cold and humidity drops, the natural oils in their fur change texture, reducing insulation. Think of it like wearing a damp sweater in a snowstorm. It's there, but it's not helping much. Short-haired breeds, seniors, kittens, and thin cats are especially vulnerable. Their bodies don't hold heat as efficiently. And even thick-furred cats can get cold indoors if the temperature dips below 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius, for long hours. How to tell your cat's cold. You'll notice tighter sleeping positions, like a cinnamon roll shape with paws tucked in. They might seek warm surfaces, laptops, radiators, your lap, or even hide under blankets. Their ears and paws might feel cool to the touch. What to do? Create warm zones. Cats love layered comfort. A soft blanket over a thicker pad, placed in a quiet, draft-free spot. Heated cat beds are great, but choose ones with low, constant heat, not human heating pads. If your home has tile or hardwood floors, add rugs. Cold floors suck warmth from a cat faster than you think. And here's a funny truth. Many cats will look offended when you move their bed closer to a heater, but once they test it, they'll quietly adopt it as their new throne. Rule to remember: fur is protection, not armor. Help it do its job. Mistake number 2. Letting drafts do the damage. You keep your home warm, maybe even cozy, but cold air still sneaks in through windows, under doors, and around vents. It's the silent thief of comfort. Cats are small, and their favorite spots, near doors, under furniture, or by the window, often sit right where cold drafts hit hardest. What feels like a faint chill to you can feel like an Arctic wind to a 10-pound creature curled up on the floor. I once saw a cat owner wonder why her cat stopped sleeping on her favorite windowsill in December. The answer was simple. The draft from the window made that spot 10 degrees colder than the rest of the room. The cat didn't change her personality. She was just cold. How to spot a draft problem. If your cat avoids her usual nap zones or keeps relocating throughout the day, suspect temperature changes. You can even use a candle or incense stick to trace air leaks. If the smoke wavers near a window or vent, that's your culprit. Fix it. Seal window gaps with weather stripping. Roll a towel or use a draft stopper for the base of doors. Move beds away from external walls. And consider this. Cats love windows for sunlight, but in winter, glass pulls heat away fast. Add a cozy ledge pad with insulation or a folded fleece layer. Your cat gets her view and her warmth. Rule to remember: drafts don't just steal heat, they steal favorite spots. Mistake number 3. Forgetting about hydration. When you think of winter dangers, dehydration probably isn't the first thing that comes to mind. But it's one of the sneakiest. Here's why. During winter, the air is drier, and central heating makes it even worse. Cats lose moisture faster through breathing and grooming, and because they sweat very little, they rely almost entirely on drinking to stay hydrated. But here's the catch. Many cats drink less in cold weather because they don't feel as thirsty. The result? Mild dehydration that can sneak up as dry skin, dull fur, or even urinary issues. You might notice your cat licking her lips more often, or her coat looking staticky from dryness. How to help? Warm up the water. Cats prefer water that's not icy cold in winter. Slightly lukewarm water often encourages them to drink. Use multiple bowls. Place water in at least 2 or 3 spots. Cats love options, especially when one bowl's in a warm, quiet corner. Add moisture through food. Wet food, or a splash of warm water or unsalted broth on top of kibble can work wonders. It also makes mealtime smell more appealing in the dry air. If you have a cat fountain, keep it running. Moving water feels fresh to cats and triggers instinctive drinking. Just remember to clean it often. Warm indoor air grows bacteria faster. A quick check. Gently pinch the skin between your cat's shoulder blades. If it doesn't snap back quickly, she may be dehydrated. Fun fact, some cats only drink when you watch them, like they're saying, "Are you proud of me now?" So yes, offer applause when she drinks. Motivation matters. Rule to remember: winter air dries everything, even cats. Keep hydration on your checklist. Mistake number 4, feeding the summer diet in winter. Here's something most cat parents never think about. Your cat's calorie needs actually change with the season. When it's colder, your cat's body burns more energy just to stay warm, even if she spends all day indoors. It's subtle, a few extra calories a day, but over the course of a cold season, it matters. If your cat starts losing a bit of weight or seems hungrier than usual, that's her body's natural thermostat at work. Ignoring it can lead to fatigue, weaker immunity, and feeling constantly chilled. What you should do: slightly increase her portion size during winter. Nothing drastic, even 5 to 10% more can make a big difference. Focus on protein and healthy fats. They're the body's best fuel for warmth. Warm her food slightly before serving. Not hot, just enough to bring out the aroma. Cats rely heavily on smell, and warm food smells richer, encouraging them to eat more. If your cat's older or less active, check with your vet before adding calories. Balance is everything. But never assume that winter means diet time. In cold weather, a lean cat is a cold cat. Fun thought: your cat doesn't need a Christmas dinner feast, just a cozy, slightly richer winter menu. Rule to remember: cold burns calories. Feed warmth, not just food. Mistake number 5, overheating or unsafe heating. You've probably seen those viral videos of cats stretched out like melted butter in front of a space heater. Cute? Definitely. Safe? Not always. Cats adore warmth, but they don't understand heat boundaries. Their fur traps warmth longer than our skin, so by the time they realize something's too hot, it can already be painful. Common hazards include space heaters without guards, heated blankets meant for humans, and fireplaces without protective screens. Better options? Use low-voltage pet-safe heating pads or thermal beds that reflect your cat's own body heat. If you use a heater, keep at least 3 to 4 feet of distance between it and your cat's bed, and always give her an escape route, a cooler spot nearby, in case she gets too warm. A safe trick? If the spot feels comfortably warm for your hand after 10 seconds, it's fine for your cat. If it feels nice for 2 seconds, then hot, it's too much. Also, don't forget humidity. Dry air irritates a cat's nose and throat, just like ours. A small humidifier can make a huge difference, and even reduce those little static shocks when you pet her. Rule to remember: warmth should feel like a hug, not a hairdryer. Mistake number 6, neglecting grooming. Here's a little irony. Winter fur, which is supposed to protect cats, often backfires when we forget grooming. As the air gets dry and cats shed less, natural oils build up, matting increases, and dead fur traps moisture and dust. That thick, plush coat stops insulating properly, and instead locks in cold air or dampness close to the skin. Brushing isn't just for vanity. It's literally maintenance for their built-in winter jacket. Winter grooming checklist. Brush more often, not less. 2 to 3 times a week is ideal for most cats. Use a soft brush or grooming glove for short-haired cats. For long-haired breeds, use a slicker brush or metal comb. Wipe paws gently with a damp cloth after outdoor time. Salt, antifreeze, or chemicals can stick to fur and irritate skin. Watch for dandruff. If you see flakes, it's often dehydration or dry air. You can lightly mist the brush with a touch of water or a cat-safe conditioner to control static. They'll look less like they licked a balloon afterward. We've seen it time and time again on cats' aura. A simple grooming habit can completely change how a cat feels in winter. Fun moment. Some cats turn grooming into bonding time. Others act like you've declared war. If your cat's in the second group, keep sessions short and reward her after. She'll forgive you eventually. Rule to remember: a clean coat is a warm coat. Mistake number 7. Ignoring behavior changes. Cats rarely meow, "Hey, I'm cold." They show it. And winter changes more than just temperature. It shifts their whole rhythm. When days get shorter, cats can become more lethargic, sleepy, or even slightly grumpy. They might stop playing as much or seek your company more than usual. Some people misread this as lazy winter cat mode, but sometimes it's a clue they're not entirely comfortable. Signs to watch: longer naps in tight, tucked positions, avoiding cold surfaces like tiles or windowsills, reduced appetite or slower grooming, slight trembling or twitching paws when resting. Even indoor cats feel daylight shifts. Fewer sunlight hours affect their mood, a mild version of seasonal sluggishness. How to help? Keep a routine. Feed and play at consistent times. Predictability helps them stay balanced. Engage them with short play sessions. Movement generates warmth naturally. Pro tip: if your cat suddenly chooses to nap on top of your laundry pile, congratulations! Your clean clothes are officially her heating pad. Rule to remember: cold changes more than fur. It changes behavior too. Mistake number 8. Poor indoor air and ventilation. When winter hits, we humans go into seal the house mode, closing every window, blocking every draft, and trapping warmth like it's treasure. But while that keeps you cozy, your cat might be breathing in stale, dry air, and that's a quiet problem. Indoor heating reduces humidity and stops air from circulating. Dust, dander, and even cleaning chemicals can build up quickly, irritating your cat's throat, nose, and skin. Some cats start sneezing, grooming too much, or developing dull fur, not because they're sick, but because the air has turned harsh. The good news? It's easy to fix. Crack a window for 10 minutes a day, away from where your cat sleeps. Add a small humidifier, aim for about 40 to 50% humidity, and switch to unscented cleaners. Cats' noses are far more sensitive than ours. Keep litter boxes far from heaters, since warm air spreads odor and bacteria faster. You'll be surprised how much livelier and more comfortable your cat becomes when the air feels fresh again. Little humor moment: if your cat suddenly sticks her face in your houseplants, she's not redecorating. She's chasing humidity. Rule to remember: warm air should always be fresh air. Mistake number 9. Neglecting litter box conditions. Winter changes your cat's bathroom habits more than you think. When the air is colder or the litter box area gets drafty, some cats simply avoid it. Not out of rebellion, but because no one likes freezing their paws mid-pee. Cold floors or damp litter make the box uninviting. And if it's near a door, laundry room, or basement, it can get uncomfortably chilly. How to fix it? Move the litter box to a warmer, quieter area. Place a small rug or litter mat underneath to insulate the floor. Keep the litter at room temperature. Storing it in a cold garage can make it icy. And scoop often. In closed-up winter homes, smells linger longer, and cats are picky. If your cat suddenly starts peeing outside the box during winter, check the temperature first, not the behavior. Rule to remember: a warm box means fewer accidents. Mistake number 10. Letting outdoor cats stay out too long. If your cat goes outdoors, even just for short adventures, winter is the season when small mistakes can turn dangerous. Cats don't show distress easily. They'll keep walking, exploring, or even curl up under a car tire for warmth, until it's too late. Here's what happens. Cold air constricts blood vessels in their paws and ears, cutting circulation. In minutes, frostbite becomes a real risk. Even mild hypothermia can start below 45 degrees Fahrenheit, especially with moisture or wind. So, what should you do? Limit outdoor time to short, supervised sessions. Create a small outdoor shelter, enclosed, dry, and raised from the ground. Use straw for insulation. It traps heat better than blankets. And always check under your car before starting it. Cats crawl into engine bays for warmth. Keep outdoor water from freezing by using heated bowls or changing it often. And if your cat comes home damp or cold, dry her gently with a towel and let her warm up slowly. Never with direct heat. Rule to remember: adventure is fine, frostbite isn't. Winter isn't really about the cold, it's about finding warmth in the small moments. So tonight, don't just turn up the heater. Be the warmth she runs to. That's all she really wants. And if you love moments like this, you're already part of the Cat's Aura family.